Hi, this is Sanya Bari from Counseling with a Difference. I am a relationship therapist and I specialize in divorce and infidelity. And I wanted to make this video because I have a message for anyone who is considering a divorce or a breakup from a significant relationship. Now I have all of these couples that come in and individuals that come in, and a lot of them are coming in to ask me to go over that question, or even ask me directly, do you think I should get divorced or not? And no one in this world is omniscient enough to really, it's actually very unethical to even answer that question. So what we do, and we absolutely help with this, is that we are trying to connect you to that very, very calm place inside you, that where the wisdom is, where that calm place is such a great representation of who you are, that when you make a decision from that place, you don't regret it. You are not only able to carry it through, even if it is something that's not very popular with the others, but you're able to face and go through any of the hardships that may come in the way. However, I see a lot of people making this very, very important decision that affects them and others around them from a place of anger, from a place of anxiety, from a place of reaction to something or someone. And I often find then I will get those other clients too that are either not happy with the divorce because they are still completely controlled. They went through the very difficult trouble of getting a divorce, but just so that they could feel free and happy, but they are still so emotionally attached to the other person that the other person's able to, like a puppeteer, make them get upset, or they're just still controlled by all of that emotion with the other person. Or I see people who are so good together that they are just the best of friends after the divorce. So either way, my request is that before you take this very big step, to make sure that you are making it from the right place inside you. And so I really want everyone to watch this video before they take a step like that. And I have an exercise for you. If you feel that you are ready to get a divorce or a separation or breakup right now, then what I'm recommending is for you to do an exercise where you write down everything that you would want to do, or you're looking forward to do when when you would break up, so to speak. Basically write down a list of or answer this question: what will you do? Who will you be? How will you feel if you were divorced today, or if you were broken up today? Write that down, get very clear on it, and keeping your personal ethics and morals and values in line, keeping the sanctity of the relationship, whether it's a relationship in which you had agreed to monogamy in mind, or you discuss it, but don't I'm not recommending cheating on your partner, because then that will land you in a much more emotionally difficult place than you are right now. So barring anything like that, I would my request would be to go one by one down your list and to start living the way you would like to live when you are separated or divorced. So ultimately you're going to have to do that anyway, and chances are that if you're not able to do it today in this relationship, then you're probably not going to be able to do it later. And you may add to that list of people who are divorced and are still not happy. They didn't get out of that divorce what they wanted. What I hear most people say to me, what I want is the right to live like me. I want freedom to do what I want to do. So if you want that, my recommendation would be to start doing it. One very important note here is that if your relationship that you are trying to leave has any form of physical violence or domestic abuse in it, this advice does not work. Then I would really recommend you call some kind of a hotline and set up a safety plan and get out as soon as you can. Even have a a bag ready if you need to run in the middle of the night. Do not stay in a relationship at all or do any of these things if your relationship has any physical abuse. Having said that, all of the rest of you guys most definitely, do this. And now the other things that come with this is that I want to really, really stress on this, that this exercise is not to be used to spite another person, to get a rise out of them. It's not to be used for revenge. It's not to show another person up. This is not about playing games. None of the things we suggest in therapy are about playing games. Relationship games are very dangerous, and it is not a good idea to play them at all in real life, no matter how great they look in movies. And really, this is about you learning once again to be you, to live like you, and not waiting until the divorce has taken place. Sometimes what I find is that when people start doing it, they start to see that they actually don't even need to get a divorce to do this and to feel comfortable. And the other partner starts to realize that, wow, this person is respecting themselves, and they actually feel that living as who they are and respecting their opinion of how their life should be is a wonderful thing, and they sometimes join in the party. And I have seen a lot of relationships not go towards divorce when people are doing this. Whether the divorce relationship leads to divorce or not, this task that I'm giving you, this work that I'm giving you, is something you're going to have to do anyway. So why wait, and why not begin today? And one of the other things that I'm going to tell you is that I would love for you to figure out your triggers. What are your triggers? When do you get triggered by your partner? Figure them out, write them down, study yourself, and work and learn to be one step ahead of the trigger. This is about you committing to being happy, regardless of your circumstances. And another thing that I want to tell you is to not become enmeshed with your partner. To know where your emotions end and your partner's emotions begin. We many times in our relationships are so repressed by what another person that we love feel, that we don't think that we are allowed to feel anything else. In fact, being enmeshed like this is one of the destroyers of the relationship. And by giving you this exercise, my hope is that you are going to combat that as well. Now, I realize this is a tall order, and I am asking you to do something that's very, very difficult. Everything that I'm mentioning here are things that I mention in therapy as well. I would highly recommend that if you're in a place in your life like this, to get therapy from a specialist who actually knows what they're doing and actually care about this particular field a lot, so that you don't put a check on that, oh my God, I also did therapy and even that didn't work for me. Our relationship must be horrible. We must be losers at this. It could be that you're going to somebody who practices a million other things, and and this is just something on the side. They would, if you don't have a specialist, go at least to some therapist, but get help, get some guidance, get some emotional support in order to do this, and to once again figure out the blocks that you have that don't allow you to live as you want to live. Ultimately, this task is going to be yours and no one else. One of the last messages that I will give, that I say to all my people who are breaking up, is that you can divorce your partner, but you cannot divorce yourself. When you go into relationships, you take yourself with you. And if you haven't healed yourself by doing some of the tasks, of course, there are a few more tasks, quite a few more tasks, but some of these things that I'm mentioning, then chances are that you're going to take your problems with you, and you will either get into a relationship with the same person with different names, or a new person, and start to see those issues once again in a matter of 3 to 4 years. And this is called being in a pain cycle. I know people who have been in a pain cycle all the way up to their 60s and 70s, and they keep changing the kind of partner. Oh, this time I'll date somebody who is blue collar. This time I'll date somebody who is self-made, things like that. But it is not really, as much as you think, it's not really about the other person as much as it is about us, and to take the messages that we're supposed to take, and the teachings and the learnings and the opportunities that we're supposed to heed in the climate of a relationship that's breaking. So definitely, I want to, the other thing that I want to say before I go is that anytime you are getting an impulse to get out, that is not something you can trust. That is the anxious part speaking. That is not that calm place that I mentioned before, where we help our clients get to, and you can also get to, from which you are supposed to make a decision. So don't trust anything that's coming from anger, impulse, any of that stuff. So that when you make a decision, it is the right decision for you today and moving forward. I hope that this helps. If I can save even one of you from making an impulsive decision about breaking your relationship, I would be so happy. And please subscribe to my channel below and look at some of the other videos that support this video that will be helpful for you. Take care. Thank you for listening, and see you soon. Bye.